Mae hwn yn fideo ar y gweithdai celf haf yn Plas Glyn yn ystod 2010. This is a video about the summer workshops with kids at Plas Glyn in 2010 with the Irish artist Ivan Murray in residence. So we can walk down to see what they created. Right then, Ivan.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good now, yeah. We've just finished the last pieces have gone in, and this is what the children have made over the last 6 weeks. And we've had two sessions every day, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So every day there was 2 characters made. By in the morning there was one group of children which were under 8 years of age, accompanied by their parents that help out as well, and then in the afternoon the older children were there, between 8 up to 12 or 13.
So what have you created here then?
Well, the gallery have proposed to do an amphitheatre over in the other space over there. So the idea was to create a mini amphitheatre here to give people an impression of what the potential is in a situation like that, when you can pull people from all over the place to have different characters coming to life in a space that's open for creative performances, and just general creative work can be on display.
And can you take us around the characters?
Yeah, we have crocodile, seal, and this is a bit of a magic man with a white rabbit coming out of his thing, and kids wanted to make a Medusa, I think her name is.
Medusa. With
snaked hair. So she turns everyone to stone, apparently. We have a drummer.
Fantastic.
As one of the musicians. And there's other musicians over here. Guitarist and a harpist.
Harp, wonderful.
Harp is very nice, yeah. And we have a general manager.
Okay.
We have quite a funny kind of squirrel there. That's not quite right, but it'll do.
Works.
And this lovely giraffe with a girl riding a giraffe. It could be a camel as well, we're not really sure. We have snake charmer playing his flute and the snake rising out. Behind him we have the Indian yogi. These 2 characters were quite early, so they were just audience really. They have their own little quirky hand movements, and behind that a little penguin. And on the rock it started off as a parrot, but ended up a bit like a lizard, I think. So then we have the rock star and his new bride.
Wonderful, because we're hoping to do weddings.
Oh yeah, it's good, nice little marriage there. And above is a trapeze artist.
Wow.
We have a lovely, one of my favourite ones, the toad. We have a hedgehog, and of course the Welsh dragon.
Aye.
We have a kind of Rasta man there with a big smile, and we have the ice cream lady.
Wonderful ice cream there.
Melted ice cream, and the hot dog man behind him.
He's a hot dog man. Wow.
Hot dog seller. We have this rave girl over here.
Rave girl.
Well, she looks like she could be going to a rave party, but we don't know.
We may not have raves here in the future, but
no. And behind that, the wizard.
The wizard.
And the little fox, which turned out a bit more like a pig.
The fox is wonderful.
And then we have the character with the blue hair, which was named Jessica Cream.
Jessica Cream.
With lipstick and mobile phone and handbag, fashion girl. And then another kind of blends in, this little character just sitting beside her, and behind that is the cowboy on his horse.
Wonderful.
So I think that's about it. And but again, I brought the children here to see what the other children had done, and asked them basically what else could fit in here, what could be another character that could arrive into this space. And they were very creative with ideas, and they had great potential to kind of come up with fantastic ideas. So then we just chose pieces of wood to actually try and bring that character to life. And I have to say that, you know, there was times where you couldn't imagine what would actually be created, and then suddenly it's there, and they dress him up, and it was very, very.
And for you as a professional artist, what do you think you've gained from this?
Well, to trust in the process, to allow something else to enter into the artwork that's not controlled through the mind, or have an expectation of what it's going to look like. Just begin a process and trust that something will come through that. And again, if I was to make one of these characters without the children's input, they probably would have been a bit almost deadened in a way, and the children's input just brings that spark of life to it, where they're quite happy with a quirky arm or a quirky leg without having to have it like a true figure. They're just happy to go with what's there in front of them.
This was a bit of a prelim. This is the first workshop ever to be held in this forest. What was it like working in the Windlin?
Very beautiful space to work in. We had that lovely slope that towers up above, and then the trees, a great shelter. And it's a very inspiring place to work, because there's so much creative natural material that we could just go for a little walk and find the piece of wood that would actually suit the purpose in hand. And you know, you just couldn't create these kind of forms without this material on hand. So things like the dragon here, this was all just offcuts of pieces that could be just simply nailed and screwed together, and before you know it, you have a form that is just impossible to create in your mind beforehand. You need the material on hand to spark off an inspiration of, yes, let's use that piece for the tail, or these could be used for the wings or whatever. So it kind of draws you into a creative process without having to work it all out prior to starting the project. So everything is kind of being pulled towards you to help create something.